Noah Reynolds had worked as Ethan Sinclair's secretary for 3 years, and in that time, he had learned two undeniable truths about his boss. 1. Ethan was ruthless. 2. Ethan wanted him. The way his alpha boss watched him sent a shiver down Noah's spine. His intense silver eyes never wavered, tracking his every movement. Noah had been around possessive alphas before, but this was different. This was obsession. Ethan had never crossed the line, but Noah felt it coming. He saw it in the way Ethan's hand lingered when he passed him a file, in the way he dismissed anyone who got too close to him. It was suffocating. But Noah was an alpha too. He wasn't some omega to be claimed. He wasn't someone Ethan could just have. Or so he thought. Noah had heard of enigmas before, special alphas with abilities beyond ordinary ones. They were rare, powerful, and dangerous. They often tend to get obsessed with their mates. So when Ethan invited him to a private dinner in his penthouse, Noah had no intention of accepting. But then, his resignation letter went missing. The next morning, a message appeared on his phone. "Join me for dinner tonight, Noah. We have much to discuss. Refusing me won't change your fate." His heart pounded. What the hell did that mean? And yet, despite the warning bells in his head, he found himself standing outside Ethan's penthouse that night. He didn't know that this one wrong decision could change his whole life. Ethan greeted him with his usual composed expression, but his eyes gleamed with something darker. "Noah," he murmured, his deep voice sending shivers down Noah's spine. "I knew you'd come." Noah narrowed his eyes. "You stole my resignation letter, didn't you?" Ethan smirked, unbothered. "I did, because you're not leaving me." Noah clenched his fists. "You don't own me, Ethan." Ethan stepped forward, his body towering over Noah's. "Don't I?" he whispered. Noah exhaled sharply, but before he could retort, Ethan reached out, gripping his chin, forcing their eyes to meet. "I've been patient," Ethan murmured, "but I'm done waiting. You're mine, Noah. And soon, you'll understand why." A shiver ran through Noah. He had no idea how true those words would become. And before he could understand anything more, his head started to feel dizzy with the very strong pheromones Ethan was releasing in the air. And in no time, Noah fell into Ethan's arms. And the last thing he saw before closing his eyes was that Ethan was dangerously smirking at him. The next morning, Noah woke up somewhere he didn't recognize. His body ached. His head pounded, his neck throbbing from pain. And worst of all, his scent had changed. A sharp, distinct aroma filled the air. It wasn't just his scent anymore, it was Ethan's. He then hesitantly put his hand on his neck only to realize the mating marks there. No. The door creaked open, and Ethan entered. His silver eyes darkened as he took in Noah's bare body, tangled in the silk sheets. "Ethan?" Noah's voice cracked. "What the hell did you do to me?" Ethan exhaled, his expression unreadable. "I claimed you. I have marked you as my mate." Noah's breath hitched. "That's not possible. I'm an alpha. You can't just—" "But I can," Ethan interrupted. He stepped closer, his presence overwhelming. "Because I'm not just an alpha, Noah." A slow smirk formed on Ethan's lips. "I'm an enigma." Noah's world tilted. An enigma. The kind of alpha that could impregnate another alpha. The kind of alpha that never let go once they chose a mate. "No," Noah whispered, shaking his head. Ethan reached out, brushing his knuckles against Noah's cheek, and then to the mating mark he created. "It's already done, Noah. You are my mate, now an enigma's mate." And then he leaned in and whispered, "You're going to carry my child in the near future." Weeks passed in the blink of his eyes. And within these weeks, Noah secretly escaped, or at least he tried. But Ethan's security was everywhere. Whenever he escaped, Ethan would bring him back home within half an hour. For him, every exit was blocked. Every phone call was monitored. He was trapped. Days passed, and then, suddenly the sickness started. Noah found himself hunched over the bathroom sink, nausea rolling through his body. His scent had changed again, a softer, sweeter note mixed with Ethan's dominant presence. It wasn't possible. It couldn't be possible. And yet, when Ethan found him that night, he only smiled. "I told you," he murmured, pressing a hand against Noah's stomach. "You're already carrying my child." Noah recoiled. "You planned this." His voice shook. "You knew from the beginning, didn't you?" Ethan's silver eyes gleamed. Of course. Of course he had. Because Ethan Sinclair didn't want him. He wanted to own him. Noah refused to accept it. Even as weeks passed, even as his body betrayed him, he refused to acknowledge the life growing inside him. But Ethan was thriving. He was softer with him now, more possessive than ever. He touched Noah constantly, his hand resting on his waist, his lips brushing against his forehead. "You belong to me now," Ethan would whisper. Noah hated it. And yet, when Ethan pulled him close one night, Noah didn't resist. Because no matter how much he denied it, somewhere in his heart he started to wanting Ethan too. Noah had always been strong, but this was breaking him. He wasn't supposed to be like this. He wasn't supposed to feel this warmth, this strange sense of belonging. But then, it happened. One night, as he lay in Ethan's arms, their breaths mingling in the darkness, Noah whispered, "Do you love me?" Ethan tensed. Seconds passed. And then, in the quietest voice, Ethan murmured, "I've only ever loved you." Noah closed his eyes. Maybe he had lost. But maybe, just maybe, he didn't mind. Months later, Noah held Ethan's hand as his body trembled with the force of labor. Ethan was right there, whispering reassurances, his grip unwavering. And when Noah finally held their child in his arms, something inside him snapped. He had spent so long fighting. But now, he was Ethan's, completely. And there was no going back. Soon weeks turned into months and months into years. The once silent penthouse is not silent anymore. The sound of laughter echoed through the grand estate, mixing with the chirping of birds outside the sunlit garden. Noah stood at the balcony, arms crossed, watching as two small figures ran across the grass, their tiny legs moving as fast as they could. "Papa, Daddy's cheating again," a voice whined. Noah rolled his eyes, already knowing exactly what had happened. "Ethan," he called out, "let them win for once, will you?" Ethan turned, holding their youngest child in one arm while their eldest pouted beside him. His silver eyes gleamed with amusement as he smirked. "I don't believe in going easy on them. They need to learn the value of hard work." Noah scoffed. "They're 4 and 2 years old." Ethan only chuckled, setting their youngest down before walking toward Noah. The moment he was close enough, Ethan pulled Noah against him, his lips brushing against his neck on the mating mark. "You're still so beautiful," he murmured, kissing the mating mark again. "Even after giving me 2 perfect children." Noah's breath hitched, his body still reacting to Ethan's every touch despite the years that had passed. It had been almost 5 years since Noah had first fallen into Ethan's world. 5 years since he had fought, struggled, and ultimately surrendered to the unrelenting obsession of his enigma mate. And now, looking at the family they had built, Noah no longer regretted it. "You're staring," Ethan murmured against his skin. Noah sighed but didn't pull away. "I was just thinking, maybe this isn't such a bad life." Ethan turned him around so they were face to face. His silver eyes softened, and for once his usual arrogance melted into something deeper. "I told you," Ethan said, pressing a kiss to Noah's forehead. "You were always meant to be mine." A small hand suddenly tugged at Noah's pants. "Papa!" Their eldest Liam grinned up at him, his sharp silver eyes, a perfect mirror of Ethan's, sparkling mischievously. "Come play with us." Before Noah could respond, Ethan scooped their son up effortlessly. "What do you think, Noah?" he smirked. "Should we show them how real alphas play?" Noah rolled his eyes, but he couldn't stop the small smile that tugged at his lips. "Fine." As their children squealed in delight, Noah realized something. Maybe Ethan had been obsessed. Maybe he had been possessive, relentless, and completely out of his mind when it came to him. But in the end, He had given Noah something precious, a love that never wavered, a bond that would never break, and a family Noah never knew he needed. And maybe that one wrong decision was the right thing for him.